think if you follow Northwestern this year, they've already had some good wins. They're going to have more good wins. Missing Law is obviously a big factor in that game. You know, we've been there before. We've lost guys before, and it's tough on your continuity, your time, and everything. So, given all that, I really liked the way they played, and I think the game was, even though we got out, was a little bit closer than the final score would indicate. We just made enough good plays. They chose to do what they did last time, is play off some people, and we were able to execute. Nobody on our team could make a three yesterday in practice. I wasn't there, but I saw it on video, and no one could make a three. And as a result, they were worried. I guess I wasn't worried. Sometimes when you don't have a practice the day before, it usually bodes well. So we're really happy for our team to get another win, 6-0 in the league. We're really happy that Xavier and John can have that type of bit of a breakout game as far as from the perimeter, right? That John, we've been encouraging that action. John's been taking extra shots. Xavier has always taken extra shots, and so played really well today against what I think is a pretty good team. So we'll take the W, 6-0, 20 games in the league, long way to go. 14 more in the league to go, and we'll just do our best on every one to prepare every day. So appreciate it. But another thing I'd like to say is that our fans, it's Sunday night, 7:30 game, right? Students just got back, 20 degrees out, and I look around and almost every seat seems to be occupied. It's almost at 95% capacity. So it says a lot about our fan base here, that on the Sunday night games where many people might have that one relaxing night at home, they came to root for Wolverine, so it's really special.
Aria?
John, you kind of alluded to earlier that last Northwestern game they were playing off Xavier a little bit, leaving him open. And tonight they did that again, but Xavier found more success. What was different this time?
The ball went in. I mean, it's that simple. He's really worked at it, and I think sometimes, it's a great question, I think sometimes when that was the first time anybody played that way, and it sort of shocked him a little bit, and he didn't necessarily, it wasn't as patient, and he's such a competitor. He saw that as a personal affront to his ability, and this time it's just let it come to you. But he's been he's had a good game, or a couple of good games since then. Illinois, he had two big ones as well, and John did. So I think just familiarity in that territory, right, allows you to have, and volume in practice breeds confidence.
On your right with Noah.
John, 17-0 is a record start for this program now. Is this, I mean, when you see the sort of maybe unexpected scoring you're getting now from guys like Teskey and Simpson, is this as well-rounded a team maybe as we think?
I think as we go down the road, we're going to need that. I think there's been, I don't want to compare it to the other teams because we've had some great teams, and I hate comparing great to great. But I do say that this team has a capacity. If we get that out of those two, right, I wouldn't like to guard that. And plus there are also two premier defenders, so that's a really good mix when you have that type of. They're keying on Jordan, they're keying on Charles, right? They're loading up on Iggy. So, and playing off those two, right? Then when you have that is it was well-rounded tonight, but that would be a great trend.
Right in the middle with Derek.
John, Michigan started and ended the first half with 10-0 scoring runs. What was the big key in starting those big runs?
We came out. You're always worried when you win on the road, right? And then they're coming back to play you. And then we hear in the locker room Law's not playing, so that let down. So I was really proud of us to be able to come out, right, and not be lethargic in any way. I thought we came out with great fire on our defense, and in the offense it just really clicked. So, when was the other 10-0 run? I got it mixed up. When was the other one?
At the end of the first half.
At the end of the first half. That was all about our defense. First half they missed some shot. First 10. Second half was all about defense. That we really we got some steals. I mean, I was actually calling for a foul on the last play because we had 3 fouls to give, and Xavier just said, "I'll do better than foul. I was just take the ball from the guy and lay it in." So it was a good way to end it. But I think there were 2 separate things. One was very fluent offense. The other one was extremely good defense that led to fast breaks.
On your right with Andrew?
Coach, a week ago, you were talking about Xavier shooting, when he's open, and there's other guys that are better shot makers, and now today he's hitting off the dribble shots and things like
Yeah.
that. I guess that quick sort of transformation, his confidence, I guess, how has that come about so quickly?
Well, he just went from a game too where they were pressuring him as well. So this young man is really special as far as the type of grit and determination he has. So you put a challenge in front of Xavier Simpson, and he's going to eventually win. Time will run out sometimes in life, but he will eventually win, right? If there's a big challenge in front of him. And so that's what it is. People are challenging him, say you can't. I mean, he gives some pretty good stares to people after he scores. Over them, around them, under them. We got another hook in today. He's going to beat the odds.
Over here on your left with Michael.
Yeah, John.
Welcome back, Michael.
Thank you. The fact that you guys are 17-0, and it seems like
You're wearing Lions colors in here. Is that
No.
what you have to go to their games? Go ahead.
The fact that you guys are 17-0, and it seems like your players really aren't fazed by any of that. What do you think that says about where this program has come and where it is now?
Yeah, that's right. You were with us at the beginning, right?
Yeah.
So, a positive culture, just like it breeds itself, and I think that's what with the impact that Charles Matthews has had on this program to just play defense, and Xavier coming in here and just saying I'm going to find my way in the court, I'm going to play defense. The impact he has on the young guys, that they look around and all the veterans are shooting before and after practice. They're early, they leave late. It's just, I think people knows there's one proven formula for improvement. Now, how fast you do, it could be differential, but there's one proven formula. It's hard work, and that's what our kids do with limited distractions, right? Kids don't miss class. We're not running them. We don't have issues in practice, and they're still young kids. But at the same time, that's been a big thing too. When you don't have a lot of distractions, you're really allowed to coach and teach.
Stay here with Mojo.
John, I know you don't like to buy into the hype and keep your players one game at a
Absolutely,
time,
Bob.
but can you step back, look at 17-0, look at 31-1 over the last year or whatever. Can you step back and do you ever talk about that with your team or appreciate it yourself?
We just put the record on after every game. It was 1-0 and it's 2-0 in the league now. 6-0. I put 6-0 up before I put 17-0 on. I think that's really indicative of who you may be, or hopefully who you may be. No, it's just not we're such a day-to-day team, and I'm a day-to-day coach, and it's all right. I mean, this is a game like this. We know this would be. They're just so good with what they run. They run pro sets. They show you one thing, they do another thing, and they're really good defensively. They were leading the country, I think, in not giving up threes. So, Bob, I'd like everybody would like to have him make some great statement about being 17-0. It's just another game. It's another game, and we got another one coming up Saturday in Wisconsin.
On your right with Zach.
John, you've called this team low maintenance before. You've talked about they go day to day. When did that become apparent that this was that kind of team?
I think that's the way our teams have been for the last couple of years. It really has been. There's been not many issues at all. And you go back, I think when we won that championship in 11, the regular season championship, I think it was in 11 or 12. That was a team that was low maintenance too, to a degree. And then when we all of a sudden we started really taking off, and that's how you build the programs. That's where the coaches, they're player led because of the leadership at the top, but they didn't come in as leaders. They learned from the other upperclassmen.
Back left with Charles.
We know what kind of explosive offensive players Iggy and Jordan are.
Yeah.
We've seen what they can do. To get 18 points out of those two and score 80, talk about what that means to you.
Well, I mean, it is, first of all, for us right now, it's tough to try and dial up guys, and the game's just got to come to them. But people are playing us differently. Like Illinois wouldn't like it. I mean, past today, they loaded up on Iggy, right? They loaded up on Charles. So what we got to do in those situations, we got to find other people, and because there's open people. If you have 4 or 5 people sort of clogging the middle on Iggy, then you're going to have to go elsewhere, or he's going to have to make some great shots, which he made today. So you take away one thing from us, our hope is that we have another answer. And the answer today was find the open man, pop the screen and roll. Xavier, shoot it in. Just shoot it in. But it bode well for us that we can get that out of those two.
Chris?
Did you call in sick yesterday at practice, or what was up with that?
No, it's a personal thing.
Okay, sorry. And then, just talk about this team's ability. I think they cut it to 13 when Charles drove it and got to the end one. Just talk about this team's ability to keep a mini run from becoming a devastating run and how they respond.
Repeat the question one more time.
Yeah, how they are able to keep a mini run from
Yeah,
becoming a
yeah, it's
devastating
happened several times, but I think it's so indicative of the game today. A three,
Mm-hmm.
you know, a turnover, and you're going the other way. A 10-point lead can become or 20-point lead can become 13 like that. You know, and even if you get good shots, it can become like that. And so, you know, if you have good defense and you learn from those mistakes, and we made some mistakes, and don't do it again, eventually they'll miss, and you'll be able to go out and make them. And then obviously Xavier made all those plays. I mean, that was where all our scoring was. And then Jordan scored a little bit at the end, but that's where all our scoring was straight out with Xavier.
And back left with Brendan.
John, you know, it doesn't seem like these guys care who's the leading scorer, who's this, or who's that. I wonder from your past experience, how delicate of a dynamic is that to maintain
Yeah.
as the season goes on?
That's what we have to manage all the time, because it's not them. It's the normal expectations. You know, if any of you have children, how many times did your children played a baseball game or a basketball game, and you said, how many assists did you have? How many charges did you take? Is your first question. And that's what people ask, how many points did you get? Yeah, I know you won, but how many points did you get? And they just got to handle that and just understand that their day is another day, and it's all about, you know, winning the game. That's all it's about. That's our highlight. You know, we talked about that before the game. A lot of people are going to have highlights, you know, film and for each game. They're going to watch it. It's not our highlight is we're trying to breed this thing. Our highlight is to win. Find a way to win. That's the highlight. In the long run, all those dunks will go away. You want to play on a winning team, you want to play a championship team, which is what we're after.
Right down here with John.
Talk about Xavier's grit. He had a couple of not close misses from deep early. In that moment, does he need somebody to say, just keep going, or is he doing
You know what, the one that was called back, that went in, right? That one right there, I was about to just say, settle down now. You're going to shoot it when you go back in, just settle down. And then I saw that one go in. And I said, no, he's okay. He's okay. And so, you know, the whole idea is you want to get a point per possession. So he was better than that today, obviously. But he goes 1 for 3 all the time. We're going to take that. Right? We're going to take that. And so, because he's going to do so, get so many other people. And so, but him going 5 for 10, now that's more than a point of possession there for sure. So that's 1.5 or 2, that's 3. Never mind.
Coach, I think that's going to do it.
Okay, thanks everybody.
Thank you.